must have been cold there in my shadow, to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine, that's your way. You always walk a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name for so long. A beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. Of course I know I would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. I could fly higher than an eagle. For you are the wind beneath my wings. Did I ever tell you you're my hero? You're everything, everything I wish I could be. Oh, and I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. 'Cause you are the wind beneath my wings. Oh, the wind beneath my wings. You are the wind beneath my wings. Fly, fly away. You let me fly so high. Oh, you, the wind beneath my wings. Oh, you, the wind beneath my wings. Fly, fly so high against the sky, so high I almost touch the sky. Thank you, thank God for you, the wind beneath my wings.
Please be seated. Good morning, family and friends. My name is Suzanne O'Keefe. Before we start this morning, could I please ask that you ensure your mobile phones are switched off out of respect for Shirley, and also to take the opportunity in thanking Sean Hamilton and his staff for the care and compassion of the family at this very difficult time. It is certainly appreciated. On behalf of Shirley's family, I thank you all for your presence and valued support here today, as we are gathered to say a last fond farewell to the much-loved, ever-smiling Shirley, Annette, McCleod. It is a privilege to have been asked to lead this ceremony through which we will focus on and celebrate Shirley's 81 wonderful years of life. Shirley was known to those who loved her most as Shirley, Mum and Granny. Our thoughts and condolences are particularly with Shirley's son Darren and his partner Wendy, Shirley's daughter Kylie and her husband Michael, Shirley's adored grandchildren Lachlan and Chloe, Shirley's brothers Ray and Cliff, Shirley's sister-in-law Joan, Shirley's precious nieces and nephews, and her many dear friends. This celebration of Shirley's life is hoped to provide some comfort to those of you most affected by her passing. I know that it will be with heavy hearts that you have made your way here from far and wide to pay your last respects. It demonstrates the esteemed regard in which you all held Shirley. I know there are some who, for circumstances beyond their control, could not make it here today, but I am sure they are thinking of you all at this difficult time. I would also like to acknowledge those viewing this farewell via the live stream. Although it is not the same as being here with us, I hope in some small way it helps you feel part of this farewell for Shirley. We meet here today to celebrate, honour and pay tribute to Shirley's life, to give thanks for her life and the experiences that we shared, and to wish her well now that our time together is over. All the faces of the world speak of another life after death. We don't know what it is, but we can hold on to the hope, the belief or the knowledge of peace, rest, fulfilment, and of people being reunited in love. Shirley is finally back in the arms of her loving husband Ross, who has been waiting for her since his passing back in July 2020. At last, they are together again. For Shirley, the journey is beginning, but for us, there is loss, grief and pain. Every one of us here and watching through the live stream has had our lives touched, perhaps in the tiniest way, or perhaps totally transformed by Shirley's existence. We would not be here otherwise. Her life mattered. It is important for us to acknowledge and accept that something fundamental has changed with her going. Life will not be the same, and life should not be the same. I spent some time last week with Shirley's daughter Kylie, and I asked her to tell me about her mum. This is some of what she said. Mum was a wonderful wife, mother and grandmother. Mum loved the company of friends. Mum was a beautiful, placid, soft, easygoing person. She would always go with the flow. Mum was very easy to love and like. Mum was one of the youngest of her 13 siblings and she was very close to all of them. She loved her brothers and sisters very much. Because she had so many siblings, she definitely wasn't a leader. She would always sit back quietly. Kylie told me that when she would speak up on her mum's behalf about a matter that concerned her, her mum would say to her, "Kylie, that's your father coming out in you." Mum was happiest with lots of family and friends around her. The more the merrier. Mum didn't care how much work was involved. At Christmas, we would all have 30 plus people gathered at our house. Mum was a loving wife and did everything for Dad. Shirley sadly passed away on Monday the 6th of February at 1:50 a.m. in the morning. Regardless of status or creed, everyone leaves a trace of themselves behind in our thoughts, whether by kind word or deed or through achievement and example. We are each unique beings with strengths and weaknesses and a story all our own to tell. You are now going to hear how Shirley has made her own special mark on this world from someone who knows her very well and loves her very much, her daughter Kylie.
Our mum, best friend and biggest supporter. Mum was born in Cootamundra to John and Evelyn Glanville on the 6th of the 5th, 41. She was the 10th child born, 13 in total, 9 boys and 4 girls. At the age of 3, Mum and the family moved to 57 Berea Street, Bidcombe, where she spent her childhood. Mum had fond memories of her childhood, her brothers and sisters. Paddy used to do her hair and ringlets and help her get ready for school. Joyce was the naughty one who'd jump out the window at night. Mum would be sent to the door when the milkman arrived to collect his money. You can imagine how that went. Mum would often talk about the functions held at 57 Berea Street with the tents, chooks, ducks, all hanging underneath the veranda. Mum went to St Joey's in Auburn and was taught by the nuns, who she hated. She also hated the hot milk they were meant to drink. Mum had a placid nature. She was easygoing. She went with the flow, maybe because she was so far down the pecking order in her family, she had no choice. Family was everything to Mum. She remained close to her siblings and extended families throughout their life and her life. They had regular monthly dinners. Christmases were a huge event. Mum and Dad met at the age of 19 and married when Mum was 22. To pay off their block of land, Mum and Dad both worked 2 jobs. Mum helped Dad with the milk run before going off to her day job at Hestia. This was all why they built their house. Mum and Dad lived in the garage of their home in Sydney until they built their house. Mum and Dad travelled a little in the 60s, which was basically unheard of. I remember hearing about a cruise on the Orchids, and I remember hearing about a trip to Japan. In 1970, my brother Darren was born, and in 1972, I was born. Growing up, our mum was our biggest supporter. She was soft and caring, yet run the house with organised military precision. She had a maternal side and often put everyone else's needs first. As a family, we were fortunate enough to go on many cruises and overseas holidays. This continued throughout Mum's life. Our last cruise was in 2020. I think there were around 19 cruises in total. Mum enjoyed playing tennis, watching tennis, movies, dinner, walks. In her 20s and 30s, she played netball and did fizzy with her sister Patty. Mum was a people person, and often the more the merrier as far as my mum was concerned. In 1999, Dad retired and Mum and Dad moved to Main Beach on the Gold Coast. It didn't take Mum long to settle into the Gold Coast lifestyle. She was assistant president at the Gold Coast View Club and an active member of the Gold Coast Shirley Club. This is where she made lifelong friends who have remained in contact. In 2006 and 2008, her grandchildren came along, Lachlan and Chloe. Mum was a doting grandmother, or granny as she was known to the kids, who are now teenagers. The kids would only have to flutter their eyes and Mum would open her wallet. Even though we lived in different states, we remained very close to Mum and Dad. Dad would Skype us every night at around 5 p.m. and we would see them every 6 to 8 weeks. We continued holidaying with them. My kids were fortunate enough to be taken halfway around the world: America, Disneyland, Miami, Mexico, Panama Canal, Canada, and Alaska, which is a few, and many cruises were involved. What wonderful memories were made. Mum and Dad would also have catch-ups with Darren and Wendy, making the trip down to Kirrawee, which they both enjoyed. In 2016, after Dad's first stroke, we made the decision to move my parents to Tamworth, where they remained living independently until Dad passed in 2020. Mum and I made the best of these tough times. Coffee, cakes and regular walks around Katingal was how we got to know the locals, who were always up for a chat. Mum was upbeat, positive. She was easy to love and easy to like. Mum's positivity remained till the end. In the days leading up to her death, she would squeeze my hand when she could no longer talk and mouth the words, "I love you." As she squeezed my hand, she knew that who we were and that we were there. Our lives have changed forever, and I know that the magnitude of Mum's passing hasn't yet hit. Time is a healer, and I know she'll be watching over us. Rest in peace, our beautiful Mum.
Thank you, Kylie, very much. How hard it is to stand here and relay that beautiful story about your mother when your heart is breaking. We're now going to take a stroll down memory lane.
I took the supermarket flowers from the windowsill. I threw the day-old tea from the cup. Packed up the photo album Matthew had made. Memories of a life that's been loved. Took the get well soon cars and stuffed animals. Poured the old ginger beer down the sink. Dad always told me, don't you cry when you're down. But Mum, there's a tear every time that I blink. Oh, I'm in pieces, it's tearing me up. But I know a heart that's broke is a heart that's been loved. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mum. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. When God takes you back, He'll say hallelujah, you're home. I fluffed the pillows, made the bed, stacked the chairs up. Folded your nightgowns neatly in a case. John said he'd drive, then put his hand on my cheek and wiped a tear from the side of my face. And I hope that I see the world as you did, 'cause I know a life with love is a life that's been lived. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mum. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. And when God takes you back, He'll say hallelujah, you're home. Hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mum. You got to see the person I have become. Spread your wings and I know that when God took you back, He said hallelujah, you're home.
Memories there. Before we commit Shirley's body to be cremated, we'll have just a few moments of peaceful reflection and silent meditation for each of you to recall your own personal memories, to pray if you wish. The death of each of us is in the order of things. It follows life as surely as night follows day. We can take the tree of life as a symbol. The human race is the trunk, and branches of this tree and individual men and women are the leaves, which appear one season, flourish for a summer, and then die. But while we live, we are conscious of the tree's flowing sap and steadfast strength. We are a part too of the whole, the collective consciousness of humanity, and every one of us makes a unique contribution, be it never so small. The physical reality of Shirley has gone, but the tree remains, and it is the greater because of her life and her death. So it shall be for us also. While we are here, our task is to live our life fully, to seek happiness, and to love each other. Could I please ask if you would stand for the committal? Shirley is safe. She is already through the barrier and free to another reality, to experience whatever joy awaits her there. But for us, it is important to say this final farewell to her body as we commit it to its natural end. Shirley, we wish you well and thank you for being a part of our life. We honour your life on earth and we wish for your peace ever after. We will not forget you. Go well. To Shirley we say a fond and final goodbye. Shirley, Annette, McCleod. Your compassion and generous nature we commit to our memories. Your love, humour and friendship we commit to our hearts. Your body we commit to its natural end. With love we leave you in peace. With respect we bid you farewell. May you rest in peace. Would you please join with me as we say the Lord's Prayer together? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Please be seated for just a few more moments. Just as we welcome a child into our lives, we must say goodbye to those who leave us. This celebration of Shirley's life is complete. It's time to say farewell to her. This may be difficult, but it is important. I hope the memories we've talked about here may give you some comfort. Shirley's family have asked me to extend an invitation for you to stay here with them and join them for some light refreshments where you can continue to share your memories and stories of Shirley. And I'd like to finish with a quote from Winnie the Pooh. If ever there comes a tomorrow when we're not together, there's something you must always remember. You are braver than you believe. You're smarter than you think. And even if we're not together, I'll always be with you. I'll always be with you. Thank you, everybody.
I will only be in your way, so I'll go. But I know I'll think of you every step of the way. And I will always love you. Will always love you. You, my darling, you. bittersweet memories. That is all I'm taking with me. So goodbye. Please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need. And I will always love you. I will always love I hope life treats you kind, and I hope you have all you dreamed of, and I wish you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you love. And I will always love you. 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 Darling, I love you. Always, always love you.
All the kings and queens in the Bible, they could not turn back time. So what chance have I of a miracle in this life of mine? I only want one day to unsay the things I said, undo the thing I did. 24 little hours, oh God, please wipe them all away, and I promise I will change. If I could start today again. No, I'm not the milk and honey kind. Today I proved it true. When the red mist falls around my eyes, I know not what I do. Please give me back today, and I won't say the things I said, do that thing I did. every moment, every hour. The replay's just the same, and I can't stand the shame. Oh, let me start today again.